What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be making a chicken stir fry recipe. And I remember when I first started learning how to cook, stir fries was one of my go-tos. I would get like a bunch of different veggies. You pretty much can't mess it up. You just cook it all in a pan together. Eventually it starts tasting good. But since then, I've definitely upped my game. So today we're going to take you on more of a sophisticated recipe for stir fry. It's gonna start with a little bit of a marinade, just to get some flavor going on in the chicken because we are using chicken breast for this. If you don't wanna do the marinade, you can probably just add some of it to the pan too. It'd be fine like that, but we're gonna do a quick marinade here. So I like to do it in a Ziploc bag. We're gonna be using coconut aminos, a 1/4 cup. Coconut aminos are a replacement to soy sauce. You can also use tamari, or you could just use soy sauce if you're open to using soy. This is made from coconut sap, and it is definitely sweeter. It's not as savory and salty as soy sauce, it's more on the sweet side. So there is some carbs in this, and it is kind of hard to quantify how much of the carbs in the marinade actually gets into the final dish. It's a little bit of a guessing game. Next, we're gonna be adding 3 cloves of garlic. And recently we got one of these garlic presses, and why did we wait so long? So you load up the garlic press, and there it goes. Okay, so we got the garlic in. Next up, we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of grated ginger. And we always keep the ginger in the freezer. It keeps it fresh and it's easier to grate. I don't even peel it, especially for a marinade. And if you're used to making stir fries just using powders all the time, like powdered ginger, powdered garlic, this really takes it to the next level flavor-wise, especially the freshly grated ginger. We're gonna do a little bit of apple cider vinegar. You could also use like rice wine vinegar. Just a little bit of acidity is good for these marinades. It tenderizes the meat a little bit too, so about a teaspoon. And then just a little bit of oil. We're gonna use avocado oil here, 2 tablespoons. And then here's what we're using. We have boneless, skinless chicken breast. We're gonna use a pound worth. We're gonna thinly slice this before marinating it, so the marinade really penetrates all the chicken. I just do thin slices like this, kind of stir fry style. Then add the chicken into the marinade. And then once you got the chicken and the marinade together, just shake up the bag a little bit, get it all coated. And we're just gonna pop this in the fridge for 30 minutes. Since it's thinly sliced, the marinade will not take that long. And we're back. The chicken's been marinating for a half hour. We are gonna get the rest of our ingredients prepared. We have half of an onion here. I like to do rough chopped, so, you know, pretty big chunks. And this adds good flavor. You can obviously use whatever kind of vegetables you really want. We're gonna do the bell peppers similarly sized chunks. And then what else we have here is some shiitake mushrooms. These are pre-sliced. I really like shiitake mushrooms in stir fries. And then lastly, broccoli. So when you cook the broccoli in with the stir fry, it's gonna be pretty al dente. If you like your broccoli cooked through more, you could steam it before adding it to your stir fry, but that's just a lot of work. We have a cast iron skillet heating here, medium-high heat, and we are first gonna add a little bit of cooking oil. We're gonna use avocado oil, and we're gonna start about a tablespoon. We're gonna start with the vegetables, get those going, then we're gonna add in the chicken. And since the marinade's only been going for 30 minutes, we're also gonna add some of the marinade in with the stir fry. And yeah, just add all the veggies in. Get those cooking down. Just let this cook down for probably about 3 to 5 minutes. We're now gonna add the chicken and the marinade. That will help steam and just like kind of boil the broccoli, or otherwise the broccoli's not gonna cook very well. I'm just gonna dump this whole bag in, and then this is a big stir fry tip. Number 1 rule of stir fry here. When you have a stir fry and there's liquid, see how there's a lot of liquid in the pan now? If you just keep the heat on, the liquid will reduce down, concentrate in flavor, and then you get a really nice colored and flavorful stir fry that's not all like liquid watery at the end. So just cook this down, let it evaporate. And when I place the chicken in, I don't like to move it around too much so it gets a good sear. At this time, we're also gonna add in the only seasonings we're using. This is red pepper flakes, crushed red pepper. Depending on how much spice you like, 1/2 to 1 full teaspoon. And then also salt. So with the salt, you want to be cautious of how much you use based on what soy sauce you used. If you use coconut aminos, you need a lot of salt because there's not really a lot of salty flavor in coconut aminos. But if you use soy sauce, you don't need very much salt. So I'm gonna do probably about a 1/2 teaspoon or so. And we're gonna cook this till the chicken is fully cooked and there's not much liquid left in the bottom. You can see there's still a fair bit of liquid. It's been about 12 to 15 minutes, and you can see no liquid left really in the bottom of the pan whatsoever. You're starting to get some color on the chicken. And at this point, I like to turn off the heat. And if you feel like your vegetables aren't cooking, you can add a little bit of broth or a little bit of water just to give it some more time to cook. So all that's left to do really is plate this up. And this is a nice thing about stir fries, you just scoop it into a bowl. But yeah, this is like a great staple recipe. We make stuff like this all the time. So that is the final dish, and then here is a couple things you can do to kick it up a few notches. So we got sesame seeds, really good flavor, and also just a cool looking garnish. Put a few of those on top. And then this is what really gives it the signature Asian flavor. Sesame oil. So a lot of times you'll see recipes that use sesame oil in the marinade and in the cooking process. I don't like to cook with it just because it's a seed oil. I like to use it just at the end so you're not heating it, but it adds a ton of flavor. Just like a half a teaspoon probably. Just a little bit. So there's dinner. Now it's time to give it a taste test. Whoa, very good. It's like we ordered Asian takeout. I think the fact that we used the full marinade and then reduced it down, that really concentrates the flavor. The coconut aminos is really one of the strongest flavor profiles. This adds some nice spice to it. You could add some other seasonings too if you'd like to, but the garlic, the ginger, those are really strong. It's just like a really fresh tasting dish. Feed the whole family, gets their veggies in, gets them some good protein, good fats. Link below in the description of this video is the recipe post. It tells you exactly how to make it step by step, all the ingredients, instructions. Check out more of our other recipes at ketoconnect.net. Thanks for watching.